Hey guys, what's up? It's CUBOID. In this video, I have an unboxing all the way from Russia. In here is a really cool 3D printed puzzle that I bought recently, and I'm super excited to show it to you guys, so let's go ahead and get into it. So what actually is this? It's not totally obvious by first looking at it, but this is a 3x3x7 ghost cube. And wow, this looks awesome. So let's go ahead and see how this moves. Oh wow, look at that. That is so crazy. So it's like super off axis. That is so insane. If you guys know anything about ghost cubes, you know that they always misalign the axes that you turn on. So you have to align the puzzle a specific way in order to turn on the other axes. So in order to turn this, we're gonna have to line up all 7 layers here. So let's see, I think it's gonna be something like that. And then we can turn the side. Yep, there we go. Whoops, not everything aligned. Oh, there we go. Wow, it's a little bit rough. The turning is a bit rough, but it seems to be kind of getting better the more I'm turning it. A lot of times 3D printed puzzles need a little bit of break-in time. So the shape shifting on this is going to be really crazy just doing normal 3x3x7 turns. But of course, this also shape shifts like a 3x3. Oh my gosh. Look at that. If I get up close on this, you can see the 3D print lines a little bit better. Yeah, it's a really high quality print, definitely. I think this came out super good. It looks like the stickers have been cut on a plotter too. I don't think these are cut by hand, but they fit really well. They're also really well done. The guy that I bought this from, Alexander, sells a lot of crazy 3D printed puzzles like this on Puzzle Trader. That's where I got this one, and I actually requested this color and sticker combination just because this is like the classic ghost cube look, the white plastic with the black stickers. And this is basically a combination of 2 of my favorite puzzles, the 3x3 ghost cube and the 3x3x7, which is one of my favorite cuboids. So I don't think I have really any 3x3x7 shape mods in my collection, and as far as cuboid shape mods go, most of them are very basic, nothing as complicated as this. So I already know this is going to be probably a really hard solve, but I'm going to attempt it, of course. So I think it's about time to give this a scramble. I can't wait to see what this looks like all scrambled up. So first, once again, we're going to have to align everything. And the crazy thing about ghost cubes is that this is really the solved state. Like, you have to solve it like this. And what makes ghost cube shape mods so difficult is this exact thing, right? You can't use information from the layers you've already solved to help you solve the other layers. You have to solve them independently. One thing that I'm thinking is that since, at least once I get it back to its cuboid form, the pieces for each layer can only be in a select few locations, right? So it's not like pieces from this layer are gonna be anywhere other than this layer or this layer. So I think the process of elimination isn't gonna be too terrible to figure out which piece is the right one. It's just gonna be a lot of trial and error to see which pieces fit next to the ones that I've managed to solve. But anyway, now that it's all aligned, we can start doing turns like this, and already we're gonna get some really crazy shapes. Like, it already looks scrambled without me barely turning anything. I think alignment's gonna be really important on this puzzle because, as you can see, turning the top layer when it's scrambled is gonna get kind of dicey because there is a little bit of looseness, and I can see through that these corner stalks are really thin, so I wanna be super careful. Definitely don't want to break anything. All right, I think that's a pretty good scramble. It already looks like such a huge mess. Let's go ahead and take this to a whole nother level and start adding in some shape shifting. All right, I think that's a pretty good scramble. This is super intimidating. Like, you could easily pass this off as a piece of abstract art without it even being a puzzle. Like, some of these piece shapes are just so interesting. Like, look at this huge long corner stuck above this super small little other corner there. Like, that's just so cool. Or this corner here, that's super narrow. Like, look at that. If I turn it off angle a little bit, you can see that. Look how thin that corner is. So, where do we even start with solving a puzzle like this? Well, we have to find the two tallest centers. So this is going to be our reference point. This is going to be our top and bottom, although I pointed to the wrong things there. Top and bottom. There's already one edge that's in place, although matching edges doesn't really matter when we're bringing back a cuboid, but still I'll start here. So we have one edge done. This is another tall edge that we can put over here. And then this is another tall edge. Here's another, or actually no, this one's already in right there. So although that doesn't look like much of a cross, this is gonna be our cross pretty much. Now let's go ahead and put in some corners. So there's a corner, there's another corner. Okay, so as you can see, these layers can turn now, which means we are on the right track. I want to actually solve the middle layer, which is gonna be kind of like solving the middle layer of a ghost cube. So let's see how this goes. We gotta find an edge. So here's an edge, and then we gotta figure out which center that it belongs with. So not this one, at least from this angle. There it is. There we go. Okay, now, oh wait, does that actually match? Oh, whoops, nope, not quite. Look at that, it's a little bit off. Oh, how deceiving. Okay, well now that it's just in the middle layer, let's see if it'll work with this center or not. Basically, I'm just rotating the center around, testing every angle. Oh, that's close, I'm pretty sure. So what that means is that this center needs to be rotated 90 degrees. So we can turn it up, turn this 90 degrees, turn this back, and then turn this back down. So let's see, it was this edge that we were solving. This should match. Yep, there, okay. It looks like our corner got messed up, so we can actually F2L this one. We can just do a little bit of this, if this side wants to turn. Alignment's definitely tricky. With so many crazy shapes everywhere, it's hard to see what's aligned and what's not aligned. So, for sure we know that this belongs with this center here. Let's just rotate up an edge so that we can just do a 180. Yeah, there we go. So now we can just 180 that around, and yeah, let's actually kind of save the corners for later. Because once we get the edges solved, getting the corners below them isn't really that difficult. So I think what I'm gonna do is just not worry about corners right now. Just worry about these edges. Keep turning. Oh, is that a match? Oh, there we go, we got a match. Okay, so this edge is done. All right, let's go ahead and move on. It looks like this edge here matches with this center, but since we already know this center is also oriented right, that means that this one belongs over here. So let's do a quick 180. All right, you know what? This is gonna take way too much time if I try to preserve stuff. I'm just gonna solve the middle layer and not worry about the bottom at all, because that part we can solve after the middle layer is done. It looks like this edge also matches, kind of. It's a little bit like loose, so it's seeming like it's not really matching, but I think it's close enough. So if we flip this, oh, this one's not solving. So I guess this one's not the right one, but I know this one is. So let's see if this one matches this center. Come on. Yep, there we go. Okay. So where's the last edge? Here it is. Come on. There we go. Sometimes you just have to turn the other direction. Due to process of elimination, this edge has to belong here. And doesn't go there. What?
I am confusion.
So is this just flipped then? Maybe this is in the right spot, but it's just flipped? Here, let's try flipping it. Nope, that's not it at all. And this... Oh, this fits here. Oh, wait a second. Turn this around maybe? Aha, there we go. Okay, this matches, this matches, this matches all around. Okay, so now it's just this center that we need to fix. That's right, okay. Figured it out. I think these two centers are pretty much identical, which is why it was throwing me off. Let's go ahead and solve this last edge by just moving this out of the way. We can bring this down and bada bing, bada boom. All right, there's our middle layer done. So we've already got 2 cross edges on the bottom. To get a third one, if I rotate this up and flip an edge down, that'll misalign our center, but we can just turn the bottom to bring in that other spot, and then when we flip in a new edge, it'll flip it back. You can just turn up the middle layer, U2, turn that back down. Okay. So we have a cross, we've got, it looks like 4 corners also already in, which is great. So now to flip this in, we can kind of just treat this like an F2L pair where this corner is not rotated right. So we can bring it out, move the edge over there, and then R, U, R prime. And boom, there we go. So we've got the first 2 layers effectively done now. So now for the top, it looks like we have a dot. So we can do that, and then we can do F, U, F prime. All right, it looks like we need to rotate these 2 corners. So I'm actually just gonna see if I can kind of do the OLL for this. It's pretty simple. All right, so we are back. We can turn every single layer now. Basically what I'm gonna do is just pick an edge and kind of turn it until it matches, and it looks like I got lucky there. It looks like this one does match on this side, which means we need to find the one that goes here that also matches on this side when we misalign it. So this is basically just gonna be a lot of trial and error. I think this piece might be it, just kind of guessing here, so let's try it. We'll bring it in, and then if we misalign, oh, would you look at that? It totally works. And we got super lucky. We solved these 2 corners. Unfortunately, this corner is going to get kicked out when we solve this piece. This piece has got to be, it's got to be like this one, I believe. So let's see how that fits. Yep, that matches. So now for this one, what kind of angle is that? It's not going to have 2 colors, so it's either this one or this one. I think it actually is this one. Yes. All right, this is actually going a lot better than I expected. Like, this is going pretty smoothly. Like I said, there's not that many pieces to choose from, so process of elimination isn't too bad. Corners probably going to be a bit rougher. Although, we can kind of test. Yep, see? Look at that. This one, I can just test with this edge here by rotating it over and turning it down, and look at that, it matches, which means if I actually insert it properly, it'll fit. We do have to be mindful of parity though, so this one's done, this one's done. Let's rotate the bottom. Let's see, what will fit here? Of these 4, probably this one. Yep, I am right once again. All right, that one's done. Let's see about this one. This one's gonna have 2 colors, so it's gotta be this one. Yup, would you look at that? We got a layer done. That was not so bad at all. I really hope we don't have parity though, because that's gonna be annoying. We still have parity here, and I'm actually just gonna take it out just because I don't want to deal with that. Let's see, let's align this layer, and look at that. All right, so now for this top layer, we have to do corners first. It looks like this corner is done and this corner is done when it's misaligned like this, which means we need to do an adjacent swap with these 2 corners. So let's go ahead and do that, making sure we don't mess anything up here. Yep, all 4 of our corners are done. It looks like this edge is solved. So we have a U-perm. So we can do an opposite swap with these 2 pieces. I think that'll do it. Let's go ahead and see what happens here. Yep. All right, so now we just have an adjacent swap between these two. And luckily, we have parity now, but when we do it, it will take it out, which means I don't think we're gonna get parity for this entire solve, which is a really, really good sign. So let's go ahead and do this. All right, there we go. This layer is also solved. As you can see, if I align it, yep. So we can also align this one. And look at that, we have our middle 3x3 solved. So now we're going to be kind of matching everything to these layers. So let's pick a random edge and see if it fits anywhere along this bottom side. And ooh, this is the stiff one. Yep, it looks like it fits right there. And the quarter next to it solved. Okay, so any other edges? No, so these three are all out. All right, so let's check the top here. It looks like it may be this one. It could also be another one that's already in the bottom layer, just in the wrong spot. But we're gonna go ahead and try this one since it's the only other flat one up there. And if it's not that, then we'll have to try something from that bottom layer. But let's go ahead and put this in. Come on, there we go. Turn this over, come on, turn it down. All right, how does that fit? Oh, that fits perfect. Great. All right, so this one, it looks like will also be a flat one, and there is a flat one right here, so let's go ahead and test that out in this spot. Turn this up, and over, and back down. Oh yeah, I can already tell that's not it, which means it's gotta be this one. So let's turn this up to the top, move it over, back down, turn this over again, turn this up. Come on. There we go. Turn it back down. Oh, whoops, I don't think that matches either, does it? Oh, yeah, it does. Okay. Yep, so that matches, this matches, this matches. Great. This one, it looks like it will have two colors on it, but just not that one. These two have two colors on them. I'm thinking it's going to be this one. So let's see if my prediction is correct. Turn back down. Yeah, alignment really is the biggest issue with this puzzle. The turning quality is not terrible. There's just a lot of things to keep track of, and sometimes it's just hard to see. All right, so we have our cross. This corner is done, and then these three are out. So let's see, I think we'll start with this one. This is gonna be a smaller flat piece, which I guess could be either one of these two. So these two are both really, really close. I guess we can test one. It's not that one. So is it the other one? Yep, that's it. All right, so let's put it in for real this time. And down. Okay, that one's done. We gotta be mindful of this parity, so let's just turn the bottom layer. All right, what's gonna go here? It's gonna have two colors, not this huge one, or this one. Oh yeah, this one does have two colors. I couldn't quite see it. So we'll turn it over, and back. All right, that one's done. For the last one, this one's definitely gonna be a big piece. Definitely this one. And there we go. Okay, another layer is done. Look at that, that's great. So now for the top, let's start with our corners here. So this is solved, and this is solved. Okay, so it looks like another adjacent swap between these two. So let's turn this over here, and then we will swap these two. So let's check. Yep, all right, all four corners done. This edge is done. So once again, another U-perm. This is good. This definitely goes here. So let's do an opposite swap between these two edges. All right, and now another adjacent swap. U-prime R. Okay, and another layer solved. Wow, we are really powering through this solve. Okay, now just for the top and bottom layers. All right, so it is the next day and we are back with the 3x3x7 ghost cube. The reason that I cut after I finished these two layers here is because a few different things went wrong with the rest of the recording. For one thing, I actually ended up accidentally bumping my mic cable, which ruined the rest of the audio. Also, after I finished these two layers in the original recording, I finally realized something about this puzzle that I hadn't noticed before, which is that this puzzle has layer symmetry, which basically means that all of the pieces from these two layers could be swished with each other, and the cube would still realign itself and still sit flat. Same with these two layers here. However, what happens when you say switch all of the pieces on these two layers is that you get one of the layers that perfectly aligns with the top layer, which is not how ghost cubes are supposed to work. You're supposed to have to turn them off center a little bit for everything to line up flat. So I thought that the cube was solved when I solved it originally, and then realized that, wait a second, that's not how it was originally, and that's when I realized. And it took me a really long time to figure out how to switch the two layers. I ended up basically just having to resolve the entire thing. So that is not something I thought I was gonna have to worry about with this puzzle, but it is definitely an added challenge. But anyway, I've basically re-scrambled the cube just to solve these last two layers so that I can actually finish the solve on video for you. Let's go ahead and do these top and bottom layers. So let's go ahead and see if we can find an edge that belongs on the bottom here. I'm pretty sure this narrow one does, although it looks like we got one already. That's definitely nice. So this one does not go here though, so this one definitely goes on the other side. I think there is another long edge on this face, so I think it must be this one. Let's go ahead and see if that fits here. Yes, there we go. Okay, so now we're gonna need a pretty small edge here. I'm gonna test the narrow one. Let's see. No, I think this one actually might go here. So let's turn this up and then turn this over and back down. Yeah, no, okay, this one definitely doesn't belong on this side. Maybe this one? Let's test it. Yep, there we go. That matches with that sticker there, and also on the top. Okay, so we need one more, which I think maybe is gonna be this one. Let's see here. Yep, awesome. Okay, so we have our cross built on this side. I know that the really small corner goes here, and that's this one. So let's go ahead and bring that down. All right, so that one's in. So this one's gonna be kind of a small triangular one, which I think would be this one here. We can actually test it by turning it over, just like we've done with all the other layers. Okay, so it's not that one, so it's probably this one. Nope, okay, so if it's not that one, it's gotta be this one here. So I'm gonna move on and solve another corner. Here, actually, let's see if we can just solve this one. I'm thinking it's gonna be this corner. Yep, that's it, okay. So we'll put it in the normal way. All right, so that's it. And that kicks out the one that goes here, which is this one. Let's go ahead and bring that in as well. Okay, so that one's in. Now for the last one, we just need that really big piece, which is going to be this one. So let's bring that over here, getting some layer separation here. That's all right. This definitely is turning better the more that I use it. It's still a little finicky though, but there we go. That's that layer, and as you can see now when we align it, it's still technically misaligned, right? So before I was having a problem where this piece was matching up perfectly with this piece, but in reality it was actually this piece up here, because this entire layer was on this side. Or more specifically, these 5 layers were basically flipped around. So let's go ahead and do this layer now. Let's go ahead and look at our corners. It looks like these two are good, so we need to do an adjacent swap with these 2 corners. So let's go ahead and do that. There we go. Okay, so now let's take a look at our edges. It looks like we have a U-perm here, so we can swap these 2 edges. And R2. So those 2 are done. Now we just have a adjacent swap right here. So hopefully this goes all right. RU, RU, RU2, RU2, RU, RU prime. R2. Okay, so the last thing we need to do is just now flip this center 180 degrees, which is really easy. We just do R, U, R prime, U 5 times. So that's 2. Come on. R prime, U, 3. 4. And 5. The last 2 isn't really important because we're going to now just align all of the layers up like this. There we go. There is the solve. So a nice quick little 2-part solve there. This was a great challenge. I'm really glad I was able to figure it out. It was kind of an interesting like wave of difficulty. At first it looked really daunting when I was looking at it fully scrambled, and I was like, man, this is gonna be a huge pain. But once I got that middle layer done, which was kind of tricky actually, but once I got that done and got it back to a cuboid state, the rest of it went really, really smoothly up until that last part. If you guys do want to get one of these, I can't really like leave a link in the description. Your best bet of getting one is to join Puzzle Trader and see if Alexander has any listed currently. So if you join, I'm sure you'll be able to get a chance to get one of these at some point. Anyways though, that's about it for this 3x3x7 ghost cube. If you guys want to support the channel, you can like this video, subscribe if you haven't already, turn notifications, and use code JRCuber at thecubicle.com for a 5% discount. Thanks for watching, guys. Bye.